To put it bluntly. Hello everybody and welcome to Put It Bluntly with myself, the Wobbly Gamer, and my glorious co-host.
My name is Cameron. You would have learnt in the last episode if you watched. Please go back and watch if you haven't. It was very enthralling.
It's a great start. Yeah. So, how are we this week, Cameron?
Yeah, not too bad. I'm wearing my Micro House Key t-shirt.
How is life?
Yeah, not too bad. Just busy really. Just preparing for a couple of trips I gotta go on. Getting myself mentally prepared. Pack. Yeah.
Preaching to the choir.
Yeah. All things real.
Yeah, good. Not so much of a busy weekend. I spent the weekend in Liverpool. Not writing, but I was at a social event meeting up with some other streamers and friends. And yeah, I've just kind of chilled out, had a bit of a more relaxed week because it is the 6 weeks holiday. So Taz is at home, running riot, causing chaos.
So did you happen to catch any of the riots? Makes it sound like you're watching on Sky Plus.
Outside our hotel room, there was children throwing fireworks at the police.
Sums up, doesn't it?
So yeah, but in more happier news, we have a format.
Yep.
So normally at this point we would be introductioning. That's a great start. Introductioning.
Yep.
Potentially introducing our guest of the week.
Yep.
But we are starting a couple of episodes without the guest so we can get our stuff into gear and make sure we don't make absolute fools of ourselves.
I think I did that last week with Jamie Oliver and Vladimir Putin, so
it's all right. We can have recurring guests. Maybe we could get Putin or Jamie Oliver on the show one day. That'd be quite nice.
Jamie Oliver potentially. I don't know. I think Vlad's a bit busy.
I think Vlad's a bit busy.
Yeah, a bit busy warmongering and
causing chaos.
Yeah,
being a dickhead, to put it bluntly.
Yeah. There's the first one. Get it nice and early. Back of the net.
Oh, I swore. Sorry.
What? Put it bluntly.
Oh, to put it bluntly, God's sake. That is the first one of the show, isn't it? We needed to put it bluntly, counter. I don't know why I say it so much.
Yeah, I know. I like that's if you listen, that's where the origin for the podcast name comes. I noticed like in his talks a lot. Wobbles says to put it bluntly. I'm
going to be so paranoid now. At least it's free PR for the podcast whenever I do a talk.
Yeah, that's that's the thinking. Like we had so many other names like Rizm with the Tism.
What else did we have? We had DWP cast.
Yeah, Pipcast as well.
Pipcast was another one. They're all taken.
Yeah, I was taken by hamsters.
No, that was DWP. DWP was the Gerbil podcast. Or was it Pip? Or was Pipcast the Gerbil podcast?
Yeah, I think Pipcast because I think one of them was called Pip.
Yes, so Pipcast was the gerbil one. DWP was a disabled podcast, so that's fine. But Pipcast being a gerbil podcast was quite an unusual. And they've got 35,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah, big shout out Pipcast. Try to get on for a future episode. The name of this section is Patch Notes. Where we discuss the latest in the video game industry with a humorous twist.
So, I'm going to start off with an announcement yesterday by Ubisoft and Lucasfilm Games. We have got the Season Pass roadmap for Star Wars Outlaws. I am so excited for this game. It's unreal. Yeah. And I just wanted to kind of bring it up because Season Passes are the new thing. Everyone's doing them.
Yeah, or Battle Pass.
Battle Pass, Season Pass. But one thing I will say is it seems that Ubisoft have done this quite sensibly, however you want to word it. They've locked all of the good villains behind the Battle Pass.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's sensible. It's not sensible. It's encouraging people to buy the pass. Sensible was definitely the wrong term of phrase. But so you can get Jabba's Gambit, Wildcard, and a Pirate's Fortune as Story Pack 1, 2, and an exclusive mission. You also get a couple of cosmetic bundles, Hunter's Legacy, Cartel Ronin, and then you get the Kessel Runner character pack, which basically makes you look like Han Solo and your little companion. I've forgotten the name of really annoyingly. Nix. I've just seen it, and makes Nix look like, I don't know. It doesn't look like Chewbacca, but they missed out a trick on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they have locked. But rumors are it is Lando.
Yeah. So
Calrissian. I can never say his name right.
Lando Calrissian is part of DLC Pack 1, and then Hondo is
Onaka
is part of Pack 2, which, if you're a big Star Wars fan, he's been in the Clone Wars.
Rebels.
Quite a
prevalent character.
Great side character, I think.
So prevalent characters that have already got following inside the Star Wars community definitely been locked behind a paywall for obvious reasons.
Yeah, it's not.
And it's
season, like DLC extra season story content is always being a paywall these days.
Yeah, it's getting more and more common. I've got to say though, like they're not as good as they were. I bought Tiny Tina's Wonderland with all of the DLC as a bit of a Borderlands fan, and got to say I was disappointed in the DLC. DLC is not what it was. The best piece of DLC ever was Undead Nightmare and Red Dead Red 1.
Yeah. Mass Effect 2 had some good DLC packs. 3 as well, I thought.
Yeah, and it's just DLC's becoming feels like they've put in part of the game they've already made behind a paywall.
Yeah, like Dead Island 2 recently had some good DLC packs, so we went to like a music festival.
Yeah, and then a different part of LA, wasn't it?
It's a house, like a spooky house and a cult sort of thing. But yeah, it was really interesting. DLC, like, I think you all know the origins of this, the horse armor from Oblivion.
Yeah.
And then it's just got more and more egregious as time's gone on.
Yeah, it feels like games that are coming out with a roadmap for year one have gone, right, we can take this mission out of the main game, put it behind a paywall. We'll take this mission out of the main game and put it behind another paywall. It does feel very much like that to me, unfortunately.
Yes, like I'm looking forward to the DLC, so I'm kind of in the.
Oh no, I will. I'm moaning about it, but I'll 100% purchase it and play it. Well, yeah.
So, bean-based battle royale Fall Guys is now within Fortnite.
Me and Little Man played this last night and landed there. Yeah, it is so clever how they've done it.
Yeah. So, built by the developer Mediatonic, it's going to be a permanent part of the universe now because they acquired the company back in, I think, 2021.
Yeah.
So you can play within. It's like above, like as before you.
It's above. You land. You could land on it.
Yeah.
And then it transforms you into a game of.
Into a bean. Yeah.
Into a bean and into a game of Fall Guys.
Yeah.
You do if you complete the run through, which I did. Me and Thomas got warped out of it, landed somewhere else with a load of decent loot.
Yeah. So, they just keep moving on strength to strength, like Fortnite.
Fortnite's like I play PUBG. Fortnite's collaborations are a whole different level to PUBG's. Yeah. Fortnite have got Marvel, Star Wars, Disney, WWE, American football teams, Mr. Beast, you name streamers, content creators, not ACDC, who's the latest one? Metallica. It's just unmatched. They epic have absolutely nailed the
whoever's in charge of the partnerships, I think, is
they are just for them. Yeah, it's unreal compared to other games. There's no Call of Duty's getting that way this year.
Yeah,
but still,
it's at WWE. Yeah, we've seen Rey Mysterio with a shotgun.
Yeah, but it's in Fortnite have just absolutely smashed the collabs out of the park.
Because they've been doing it since the beginning,
Yeah.
I remember. I haven't played it for a few years, but the Thanos one.
Yeah, Thanos.
I think you and Taz streamed when you played as against Darth Vader.
Yeah, we play as the Star Wars characters. We've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle skins. You name it, you can get a skin with it on, basically.
So, yes, the Epic Games Vice President, I'll read his name by now, Sax Person, hell of a name. If we started Fall Guys development over today, we would do it inside Fortnite. But we are where we are, and we don't have anything to announce right now. So yeah, it could
All a
be
bit quiet on the Fortnite front then.
yeah. So it could be, that could be. They could bring future Media Tonic.
You're going to see Fortnite with all Fall Guys game with Fortnite-esque skins in now. You'll start getting more collabs from them. You'll start getting Fall Guys will head the same way as Fortnite, where the collabs are just unreal, and you'll be running around with Rey Mysterio in the form of a bean.
Bean Mysterio.
Bean Mysterio.
Our new mascot.
You got I tip my hat to Fortnite in terms of collabs.
Yeah, I think another one we should quite shout out for collaborations is Power Simulator.
Oh, I can't play that game because
No?
I get too frustrated with it because I can't see it, to put it bluntly.
Yeah.
But the Mrs. Wobbles,
it does have the ability to show where dirt is.
you can show where the dirt is, and the other thing is it does work really well because the haptic feedback on your controller when you're playing it's quite strong. So it isn't horrendous. I'm not going to sit there and slate it in terms of accessibility, but
perhaps it could use an accessibility consultant.
If you know a good one, we'll let them know. Yeah,
I'll try and find one. Yeah,
we'll have a good one as a guest in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, all the legends coming out. Yeah, so that was Patch Notes.
Patch Notes. I love the name. We're getting names for segments and things in quite nicely here. Episode 2, and we almost seem like we know what we're doing.
Yep. Wait till we get to episode 100.
Oh, who would be your 100th? If you could have one guess for episode 100, who would it be?
Well, someone famous.
Yeah.
I don't know why, right? But I'm having deja vu. Like we've had this conversation before. I don't think we have.
We haven't, no.
But I'm sure I must have dreamt of something. We've had this exact conversation before. I had so major deja vu, and it was unbelievable.
Go on then. Who would your guess?
Who would my 100th guest be? I don't know. I'd like to get Mark Hamill on.
That's a great shout.
Like he seems to, be quite sensible.
I'd want Arsene Wenger.
Yeah. Perhaps you can ask him about his turkey twizzlers.
His turkey twizzlers, and trying to get me to stop drinking coffee and things while doing the podcast with him. He'd have to. You can only drink water. That's all you'd have to drink.
Well, considering the rules he wants to change you offside to, I think he's been drinking more than water.
And we're back with Guess This Mess. So this is a segment of the podcast where we will be mine and Cam's gaming knowledge will be tested to the max by our guests. We ask them to pick 3 games that they like, enjoy, 3 of their favourite games, and describe them badly. And we have to try and guess basically what game it is. So, for example, we will take a game like PUBG. It's you jump out of a plane, you land, you loot, you get shot, you crash cars, you hit invisible brick walls because the game's not very greatly made, and you chase the proverbial chicken dinner. In that kind of respects, you can go as far left field with the description as you want, and me and Cameron will be timing ourselves to see how quickly we can get it. And there will be a leaderboard, and we will do something at the end with the leaderboard. God knows what, but it's basically who can guess them. Guess this mess. If me and Cam can guess them, it's best of 3. Me and Cam will keep a score. We won't have a leaderboard. We'll keep a score between me and you who can guess them. Yeah. So we've got mine this week and Cam's next week, just to kind of set the tone. People can understand what the rules are. Guess examples, and we will go from there. So I will describe my first game.
Okay. Go for it.
You pick a loadout, character, a type. You spawn in. You run a lot, and you try to capture points or explode them. Get killed a lot by people who can fly helicopters. Buildings blow up. Planes blow up. Tanks blow up. You capture objective points. You die. You shoot people. You snipe people. You carry on through the maps that are quite large. You get half your team sat at the back with snipers, not doing a lot. Planes fly over. Jets fly over. You've got 2 members of every team that just sit in jets and don't do anything for the objective. PTFO came from these games.
Battlefield?
Yep. So, Battlefield, I put Bad Company 2 for it, but that was just a bit precise. We'll take Battlefield. So, game number 2. You're either going to get this one really quickly,
Yeah.
or you're not going to get it.
Okay.
I can only describe it for so long as well.
Yeah.
You're in an underwater city. Drug addicts everywhere. You drink potions out of vending machines to gain abilities, and weapons come out of vending machines.
Bioshock.
Yep, got it.
underwater stumping me there. So, yeah, we'll
I was like, my next bit is run away from massive robots while chasing children. Bit dodgy.
Yeah. Operation U-Tree in effect there.
Yeah. And last but not least, this is a PlayStation 1 game. Bacon shooting each other.
Hogs of War.
Yeah.
I know quite good with games, so yeah.
Cam's absolutely nailed that one.
Hogs of War. Yeah.
Right, yeah. I thought you'd have got Battlefield quicker than the other two.
No, because see, there's so many multiplayer games like that where people just camp at the back. But
Yeah.
when you said large maps, that made me thinking, because while Call of Duty's maps aren't exactly tight.
Yeah, that's why I just put the large maps in to make it a bit easier.
Massive.
So, that is Guess This Mess. We will continue with that next week. Cameron will give me his 3 games. And then after the week after, we'll have our first guest. And the scoreboard will commence.
Yeah, these are just test ones, so they don't go towards the actual score.
Yeah. And then it's now time for our football segment, which was named
Open Goal.
Open Goal. We know not every guest is going to be a football fan.
Yeah.
So some weeks the guest will feature in this part, other weeks they might not, and it will be added on at the end. But this week we are going to be celebrating the start of the championship, which I don't have any following in because I
do like the championship, so I have some knowledge, but I'm not an expert.
No. So Cam, who's the team you support in the championship?
Well, Cardiff, my local team. Like I have had a season ticket a few years there. Not this season, but the club's celebrating its 125th anniversary this year. So I'm expecting good things. They've made some decent signings, but I'll go more into that when I get to them in the table. So I'm going bottom of the table, Watford. So Tom Cleverley is now the manager there. I think he'd be the first manager to be sacked. Because Watford have more managers than fans at this point. No offence to Watford, of course, but they make Chelsea look like sensible with managerial appointments. I think the bubble will burst this season because they've had 12 managers in 4 seasons, and that's the average for like the last 10, 12 years. I just think they'll find it'll go wrong this season. And
again, it's got to. They can't. Tom Cleverley hasn't exactly got an illustrious managerial career, has he?
It's his first job.
That's what I mean. He's come straight in from Watford to managerial, hasn't he?
Yeah, Watford to manager him.
Yeah, it's not like he's got pedigree and the only thing he's got is the players are going to know him.
Yeah,
I can't see him lasting. To put it bluntly, no one lasts at Watford. Let's be honest.
So I think this will be finally the year they go down. 23rd, I got Derby. Their manager Paul Vaughan. I think he's a really likable guy. Like when he does media, comes across as really, not really likable. But they've hardly had any funds this year, so I can see like their team not being strengthened, and they'll go straight back down. 22nd, I've got Plymouth. Similar reason to Watford, except for the manager, but they've got Rooney.
Oh, yeah.
Has a proven record at not doing well in the Championship as Birmingham. So last season, they need their Morgan Whittaker, who's like their top scorer last season, be on top form, I think, to stand a chance. But yeah, I think
That's because Plymouth were strong most of last season, weren't they? Yeah. That's a brave choice.
Yeah, they well, I think the bravest choice is my next pick. To be fair, I've got Oxford staying up. I think every place I've seen has predicted them to go down. But they've got Louis Sibley in from Derby on a free, which is really good business. Could rebuild his career there. Will Vokes as well, used to play for Cardiff.
Cardiff, I know that name, yeah.
But, he's at Sheffield Wednesday. They've got him as well. And they've also got Mark Harris, who also used to play for Cardiff. So there's quite a Cardiff connection there. So it might be a bit of bias. Like the amount of Cardiff
sense in the bias.
But I think they can stay up. I think it'll be difficult, don't get me wrong. Championship is a difficult league. But I think everyone's writing them off too soon, I think. So I think Oxford will just survive. 20th, I have Millwall. So they've signed Macaulay Longstaff from Notts County, who has scored 70 goals in the last 2 seasons at League 2 level. So obviously they'll need him to adapt to the Championship. But if he does, then
the step up is huge, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, you say that Ipswich went
back to back. Yeah, they did. To be fair, yeah.
So similar premise for him, really. He got promoted last season, although he's gone up another league to the Championship. So yeah, I think Millwall 20th. 19th, I got Portsmouth. It's great to see him back. Remember, when I was younger, Portsmouth Premier League.
We played them in a Carling Cup final, I believe. They won an FA Cup.
Yeah, they won the FA Cup against Cardiff in the final.
Cardiff, yeah.
Cheers.
Sorry.
No, but this, it's great to see him back at this level. They had some great players in this, like Yakubu and Sully Mantari. So this, it's great to see him back. And they've signed Josh Murphy from Oxford, who's another ex-Cardiff player. Seems there's a theme going.
Yeah, Cardiff just seem to get their players to the Championship and sell them. Yeah.
Just sell them, yeah. But yeah, I think they'll survive. Blackburn 18th for me. I think they'll struggle as they recently lost their top goal scorer, Sam Gallagher, to I believe Stoke. They got John Eustace as manager, who was at Birmingham last season, and they were 5th when he left. They fired him to bring in Rooney, and they ended up going down. So yeah, got Palmer there.
Yep.
So yeah, I think Blackburn will be 18th. Preston, I've got 17th. I think they'll need investment to get higher. There's not been much transfer activity. I think there's 2 in and 4 out.
That's quite small for a Championship club, isn't it?
So yeah, that could be a worry. They could be even lower, but I've gone with 17th. 16th, I've gone for Swansea. Local rivals of Cardiff.
Surprised you didn't put them down for relegation, just that spite.
Yeah, I could have. But no, they've brought some unknowns from abroad, which is always risky in the Championship. They'll either set the league alight or you wish they were deported.
Let's get cancelled.
Yeah. It could either way, depending on the players they signed. It could go either way, but I'm erring on the side of it's not going to pay off.
Not going to pay off.
If it pays off, they could be mid-table, even fighting the playoffs. 15th, I've got Stoke. Like I said earlier, they've signed Sam Gallagher from Blackburn. So he'll be a big signing. If he scores goals, then could definitely steer them from danger. 14th, I've got Bristol City. So their main man is Tommy Conway. Tricky young winger. I think he might have played for Scotland in the Euros, but
wasn't he a pirate in an Assassin's Creed game?
Oh, how's Edward? That's his great grandfather. Oh god. Right, yeah. So moving on from that, Edward's great grandson will need to improve his 10-goal haul, which is not bad for a young winger. And similar to Swansea, if they play style of play works well, they could be higher. 13th is Sheffield Wednesday. So their manager was manager of the season for me last year. He came in October. I think they were 2 points, and he ended up keeping them up.
That's a hell of a shift.
Yeah. They've signed Jamal Lowe as well, who could be like best signing of the season on a free as well. Jamal Lowe used to play for Bournemouth. I think he played for Swansea. So yeah, if that works out, that could be like signing of the season for me. 12th, I've got Hull. So they bought Jaden Philogene last season from Villa, and then he was their best player by a mile, and then they've sold him back to Villa this season for a profit. So
brilliant bit of business from Villa there.
Yeah, he'd be a big miss, but they've signed Cody Drama on a free, who, guess what, he used to play for Cardiff. But he could be decent business because, like, when he was at Cardiff, he was a bit rougher on the edges as a right back. But obviously, with age
comes maturity.
Yeah. So hopefully for them, he'll do well. Length, I've got QPR. Like, this is like I think my biggest risk one because 90% of the places I've seen like do predictions because obviously I've done some research of my own as well as looking at other people's, and they had QPR like fighting relegation, even relegated some of them. So they've had 30 players leave the club.
30.
Yeah, some of them are youth, obviously.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that's the whole team.
Yeah, some of them are youth, but yeah. That could be like the one that people look at me and go, "Oh, you're a genius," or
"What the fuck were you thinking?"
Yeah, what the fuck are you thinking?
Yeah.
That was them. So 10th, they got Norwich. So they've got a young manager, Thorup from Norgeland. Used to play in the Champions League a few years ago. Remember playing Chelsea a few times. He's a risk, obviously, because he's so inexperienced at playing.
Yeah.
But he likes to rely on youth. But it could be tricky because the side has like lots of old players. So
yeah, Norwich is not a young team.
Could be a tricky first season, but if you guys like the young players coming through there, could be fighting for the playoffs definitely. West Brom, another team who've had a massive squad overhaul. I think 15 or so players have left, but their manager's quite impressive, Carlos Corberan. So I'd fancy them to finish and round the playoffs, if not in the actual playoffs. They seem to be around there every year.
Yeah.
8th, I've got Sheffield United. So when the season starts, they will be bottom as they start with -2 points.
Yeah, because of the points deduction.
One win and they're clear.
Yeah,
So it's not really a big thing. They've signed Kiefer Moore.
I was gonna say I know they've signed Kiefer Moore. Yeah.
He used to play for Cardiff. There's a theme going on here. Seems like I know my ex-Cardiff players, but yeah, he's a good striker at this level. If the referees give him some leeway, because like you see him play for Wales and the referees all over him because he like jumps, uses his body and his head.
He's a big lad, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's always getting bookings and into scrapes, but yeah. So Sheffield United in 8th. 7th, I've got Cardiff, just missing out in the playoffs this year. They've signed Callum Chambers. So yeah,
ex-Arsenal.
I think you might be a bit more familiar.
Yeah, I know Callum Chambers. Yeah, would you play him fullback or centre back?
I don't know yet. I haven't really watched much of pre-season, but and they've also got El Ghazi, used to play for Villa.
Villa, yeah.
So it's going to be improvement because they finished 12th last year, but Errol Bullock is doing the right things, making some big good signings. So I think they'll be up and around the playoffs. So playoffs time. 6th, I've got Middlesbrough. So Carrick did well, I think, his first season. And they've got a promising striker, Emi Lath, his name is.
Yep.
So if he scores goals, and they've got Finn Azaz as well from, I think they might have permanently signed him from Villa now. he like pull the strings in midfield.
Yeah.
And yeah, they'll definitely be in around the playoffs if they play to their full potential. Sunderland could be ones that are either like fighting for the title or could be mid-table. They've got Jack Clark, like a really good winger.
Winger, yeah, I know. I've heard of Jack Clark.
They've signed Paveda from Leeds, who's
Yeah.
another good winger. So as long as they have a decent striker to tap them in, they should be up and around there fighting. Fourth, I've got Burnley. So kind of an unknown, obviously, because they've got new untested signings at the level. So similar to Swansea from earlier, they've signed from abroad rather than from the leagues. But they've still got most of their Premier League team, which sure was abysmal, but it's it's similar enough to the team that got them up 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, they'll definitely be up and around there. Third, I got Luton, a bit more stable than Burnley because obviously they've kept the manager.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
players that are leaving really are like squad rotation players. They've signed Shandon Baptiste from Brentford, which I think is a good signing for this level. I don't think he was getting much game time at Brentford. But, he's definitely a championship level player, if not lower Premier League player level.
Yeah.
And then out of all them playoff teams, I don't know why Middlesbrough are calling me for that. So I think Middlesbrough will get the playoff. Beating Sunderland in the final, so like a sort of northern derby.
Yep.
Second, Coventry.
So, Mr. Sweat Dog will be a big fan of yours.
I was really impressed how they replaced Victor Gyökeres last year. Obviously they got to replace Callum O'Hare now because he's gone to Sheffield United.
Sheffield United, yeah.
But they signed Brandon Thomas Asante from West Brom, which, like, whenever I've seen him play, he's like quite a tricky player. So, like, I like Coventry. They've been a good team to watch the last few years. Like, obviously they had all their financial troubles. They didn't own the stadium for like a long time. So it's good to see, and they've got history as well. FA Cup winners. So it'd be nice to see them back in the Premier League because they were up and around there originally. So it's always nice to see original like Premier League teams come back after a long time. And then number one, Leeds, like probably as everyone's predicting, because they might have sold like Crescencio Somerville and Archie Gray.
Archie Gray and what's his name, the midfielder? He's gone to the French league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name. But, they signed Jayden Bogle from Sheffield United. He would be a good.
They've also got Joe Rodon from Tottenham, didn't they?
Tottenham, yeah. So he'd be a good replacement for Luke.
Oh, Glenn Kamara is
the one.
He's the one that's gone to Stade Rennais.
Yeah. So, and they got money to spend as well now because them.
They've made 45 million from Archie Gray, weren't it? Somerville went for
20.
Yeah. So yeah, they've got money to spend, and they haven't spent a lot of it. To be fair, Joe Rodon was under 15 mil, weren't he?
Yeah, and disclosed. So.
Yeah.
But so that's my championship.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest Leeds fan, but I do think they'll come up this year.
Some knowledge. We'll see how much at the end of the season, I suppose, when we look back at this.
I believe that is it for today's episode of To Put It Bluntly.
Yeah, I think we covered. Yeah, we've done the patch notes, the quiz.
Guess this mess.
Football.
Yeah, and to be fair, the world of accessibility has been quite quiet this week.
Yeah, I can't really think of.
It's been quite a quiet week. There's not even been a massive game announcement.
I do want to give a quick shout out to Mike the Quad.
Yeah.
So, like, he's been every day on his Twitter. He's been
the PlayStation.
Like the PlayStation Access controller for to be adapted to PC. I think.
Yes, he has. It's what day? Let me check what day it is.
87.
Hold on.
Recording. So,
at time of recording, it is day 87. Yep, yeah, 3 hours ago.
Yeah, so he's been like requesting. I've like tried to help where I can, like tagging like people who I think can help. So like Cameron, Arkit, I think his name is.
Yeah, Cameron Oak. I know him as Cameron Oak, but yeah, he's the research lead at PlayStation, I want to say.
Yeah, so just if you see Mike the Quad post about the access controller, just give it a share, because they've just announced obviously they bring out their games on PC as well, so it would be nice for the access controller to be able to be used on PC.
No, I 100% agree with that. So if you look for Mike the Quad on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube, he will come up. He is a accessibility advocate from the United States. He's a lovely young lad. I don't know if he's young. Probably said the wrong term, but he is.
He's very young looking.
Yeah, he is a very nice person.
Yeah.
Been on a panel with Cameron recently, and I think that's a lovely point to end on, Cam.
Yeah.
So
we'll all the details will be in the link dump below.
Yep, I've been the Wobbly Gamer.
I've been Cameron.
And that's been To Put It Bluntly.
Episode 2.
Done.